Okay. How are you supposed to fold a loincloth? Welcome to the Great Big Picture Show. I'm Spencer Howard Belden. Hello. Happy delicious Friday to you. I can't quite decide if I want to go full-time without the glasses or keep working them in. I've been doing the contact thing for a while and it's not bad, but I'll let you guys decide. You guys let me know. Decide my life for me. It's Friday, the weekend is starting. There are some big things this weekend for you to see, and I'm here to chat about one of them. It is Jon Favreau's The Jungle Book. Now, moving right along, Disney has been planning on revitalizing a lot of their classic stories. They did so with the incredibly well-received Cinderella last year. They have slated The Little Mermaid, they have slated Beauty and the Beast, but right now, what Disney has given us is a fully realized live-action take on The Jungle Book. And boy, it is something to see. Now, what Jon Favreau and his team have brought to us here is, in a very simple word, astounding. I can safely say that this Jungle Book is one of the best examples of technology meeting creativity. From what the credits had shown, this is a completely beautifully realized merging of puppetry and CGI. And it's a beautiful picture frame of technology merging with artistry in the sense that it's a tool and not a slathering paintbrush such as in a Michael Bay movie. What we see is living, breathing, and feeling right in front of us. I am still not entirely convinced they did not train animals to talk. Numerous times I was watching the movie and thinking, I don't know how they got a bear to climb up the side of a cliff. How did they teach a bear how to sing a song? How did they get an orangutan that size to fit in that castle and perfectly mimic Christopher Walken? It's one of the most impressive things I've seen in a theater in recent memory. The textures and the facial expressions that they get out of these creatures is astounding and beautifully emotive. All that without making them caricatures of those kinds of animals or making them too cartoony either. They feel extremely grounded and extremely present in the moment. And I would like to stress a lot, considering all of those things, if you can find a 3D showing of it, absolutely do it. Absolutely do it. The scenery, the vistas, the computer-generated effects mixed in with the environments and everything are something truly to behold, which is also a huge credit not only to Jon Favreau and the technical team, but also to cinematographer Bill Pope, who is well known for shooting The Matrix. Another piece I'd like to praise about this movie is the editing done by Mark Levolsey. The movie is fast, tight, and extremely thrilling, and I think a lot of that has to do with the editing done here. The merging of those two things, cinematography and editing, mixed in with the devastatingly impressive CGI and character models that they have here, make for an experience that is both thrilling, exciting, and completely enthralling. Now, one thing I would have appreciated is a bit more depth and expansion on the story. Now, sitting in a movie theater watching this, I'm a 24-year-old guy, and I understand, in retrospect, that this is meant to be a children's movie. But the craftsmanship and pedigree at which everything is working is so impressive, it's hard not to want a little bit more. What we get in exchange for a little bit less depth and character development, we do get thrilling action sequences and set pieces that they come up with. In particular, Christopher Walken's sequence as King. He's a king. King Louis. You hear lots of critics, especially something like this that is very visually impactful on your face. And you see a lot of commercials and trailers where critics will say things such as breathtaking, jaw-dropping, a monumental achievement the likes of which mankind has never seen, nor will they ever see ever again. Sometimes they over-exaggerate just a little bit, but I can safely say, especially with that sort of sequence in this movie, it really, really is something to behold. They even got the orangutan to look exactly like Christopher Walken. He does his facial things and his little tics and impressions where he's like that. It's it's so cool. Now, speaking on that note, one of the, again, real impressive things about this movie is the vocal cast that go along with these animals raises up the amount of emotion involved here. The entire cast gets huge kudos for making this feel extremely honest and sincere. It's a very interesting thing. It's a very impressive feat to have somebody in a theater watching and start to get emotionally distraught over the farewells between a young boy and a wolf mom. But they did it. Boy, did they do it. We have newcomer Neil Sethi as the main character Mowgli. And his excitement and pure exuberance in the movie brings it so much joy and heart. Those parts of his character are in full effect throughout the entire movie, but he also is really, really impressive enough to the point that he doesn't sacrifice the serious moments or the emotional moments, while also not making it too dramatic or too serious. It's a really nice breakout role for him, and I hope to see him do more things. All the while also being more impressive that he was reacting from nothing and being the age that he is. We have Ben Kingsley doing really great vocal work for Bagheera. He basically remains the narrator and one of the main characters throughout the movie and keeps the movie going with a really, really sentimental feeling throughout the whole thing. Lupita Nyong'o is really great as Raksha, the wolf mother, being very vulnerable and honest about her position in things. Idris Elba remains the imposing force that he is normally, inhabiting the role of a Bengal tiger with a burned face and a dead eye. He's equal parts menacing and sophisticated all at once and is really, really intense. If I was a little kid, I'd be kind of scared. There's also a nice little bit that Scarlett Johansson does as the snake Slithers. That's not the name. Her name is Ka. And I think when they were writing it, they tried to fit in as many words that had there was probably a take in which they said, Scarlett, just kind of do that sound for, let's see, we're going to lunch, 45 minutes. Just hold that and we'll edit it in there. She has a very small part, but very complimentary and seductive. Ooh. I could keep going, but let's be really, really honest about the superstars here. Not since Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz or Jack Nicholson as the Joker has there been more absolutely spot-on perfect casting than Bill Murray as Baloo. I would have watched a 2-hour movie in which nothing happened other than Bill Murray as Baloo and Mowgli just wandering around doing whatever it is that they do. He is, as always, hilarious, but also heartfelt and very, very caring about this little boy that he just met. And the other standout I was talking about is Christopher Walken as King Louis. Holy crap. If Shere Khan didn't freak you out and you're a child watching this, first of all, how did you get to my video? Second of all, the way that the King Louis sequence is developed is so imposing, so mammoth in weight. He plays the part almost like a mafia leader, and it's really, really entertaining to see him toy with this kid while also very cleverly including the I Want to Be Like You song. Another nice detail that I liked, the inclusion of the songs don't feel forced in any way, and it doesn't make it feel like they're going for a straight up musical in the sense that the old Disney movies used to. There's no reliance on the songs, and in particular, Christopher Walken's sequence, he basically half talk, half sings the song. There's a melody going on in the background, but he works his way through it, and it doesn't sacrifice any sincerity or groundedness that the movie had already built up. Oh man, that's a lot of positives. That's a lot of positives. But like I had mentioned before, there is a certain lack of depth and development that the story could have used to make the movie even more impressive. There were certain storytelling cues of becoming your own man or accepting yourself for who you are that really could have been enveloped and really flourished as the movie went on. Do I think that the visuals and the set pieces kind of overwhelm those sorts of aspects? I do. But I don't think that that fully destroys the enjoyability of the story either. The movie is very confident in the world that it presents to you, being very grounded and feeling very honest to itself, while also remaining vague enough on those ideas that kids can get a touch of it, while more mature audiences might be clamoring for a bit more. But I think that you'll be so impressed by what you're looking at and having fun by the action sequences that you won't be thinking too hard on it. If you're going in expecting a really nailed down, dug in deep telling of this original story, you're probably going to be disappointed. Truthfully though, I honestly feel like it's so visually stimulating and entertaining outside of all that stuff that I don't think you're going to care. It's really fun. Neil Sethi has a really nice breakout performance working off of these extremely beautiful animals. It's exciting and thrilling as it goes along, and I think you should definitely see it in a theater, preferably 3D if you can. For my recommendation, I'm going to give it a really heavy, soft yes. It's living and breathing right in front of you, daring you to look away while it just impresses you time and time again. I would have liked a little bit more depth and development into the actual relationship and ideas that the story was presenting, but that does not take away the fact that it is so beautiful to look at and so entertaining while it speeds along. This, as always, is the Great Big Picture Show. My name is Spencer Howard Belden. Please like, share, and subscribe and comment on anything you see with this face. I absolutely hope that you have a good day. Please have a good night and go hug somebody, because we live in a world now where Bill Murray has become Baloo in The Jungle Book, and that is worth celebrating.